Welcome, doing some more Fallout 4 here. This is some random gameplay, just doing survival mode. Trying to maximize XP, but yeah. Having an issue with the game crashing a lot as of late. Probably because it's so upgraded. I actually just wanted to talk for a little bit here about the supply lines. And let's see. As you can see here, we currently have Hangsman Alley is the first hub that I usually choose, and I choose the hub method. The Mechanist Lair is the second hub that I get. I usually go and do that one a little bit later in the game. I find some distinct advantages. Let's see. I have a thing really to be able to do this. I've been trying to find and research about the paths that a lot of the little, I'll call them provisioners, even though they always don't say provisioners. For instance, the slog, if you assign one of the ghouls that comes with the place, they usually have the title of worker. But if you assign a settler at some other place, it will usually switch to provisioner as their title. Let's see if I can find any of them. I have to go on down to whatchamacallit first. So I was mainly interested in finding out what kind of routes that these little dudes take, because I'm trying to use them as they're very helpful as patrol guys. Although upgrading them with the equipment seems to bog the game down quite a bit. They do help with clearing stuff out, which is nice. Probably because I've never fully gotten the flare gun to actually work about helping out for extra fire support, whereas caravanners do. Let me see if I can find this dude. Yeah, thanks, McCready. That's another thing I like to do, is just assign the companions that are not my active companion to guard posts. They seem to do alright about being assigned to either guard posts or to picking food. And you don't always have to actually assign them. They generically will do that from time to time at a settlement. Boop, 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 boop. Wonder if there's anybody over here to fight. Nice to got. bonus stuff there. Actually, am I doing a wait? How? Oh, sorry, dude. Oh, you're a settler too. I was trying to help you out. Yeah. So, about the little dudes, let's go ahead and see if I can't loot all these. I will tell you this, the wreck of USS Riptide over there, now it has a couple of raiders, and early on in the game I did actually, ooh, what the heck, that's pretty cool. They blasted that dude. Let's see if there's another one. I did actually have it set up that I had 4 caravanners actually walking along the bridge when I engaged them. Oh look, there's already one there. Oh, see? I'm currently trying out to see if, yeah, see? They have Gauss rifles. I don't know if I want to give them Gauss rifles and keep them on Gauss rifles. What are you doing, dude? That's... I think I might just switch them back to utilizing the miniguns. Oh, here's another thing that I like to do.
I want to trade a few things. Sure thing.
Why do you have a scope in it? Oh. This is currently one of the things. I give them army fatigues. They're upgraded with ballistic weave. Also the green hats, because they inherently come with the energy resist. I give them the wraparound goggles or patrolman sunglasses or regular sunglasses. Those only weigh the 0.1 and they give 1 to perception. So that seems kind of useful. I give them a bandana. That way I can tell if I've traded with them out and about. Because this is something that I do. And this is especially helpful for me in survival mode, is giving them just stuff to carry. And because I have them set up with a hub, they'll be able to carry it back to my hub and I can unload it. I've upgraded this. The only thing that's not fully upgraded is really the sights. I stuck with the long sight instead of going to one of the ones above that, such as the night vision or the recons, because, well, this has the high accuracy, but it doesn't involve utilizing the materials that are not so easy to get. For instance, fiber optics. Let's see. Another thing I do is I'll give them the weapon and equip it first, and then give them the ammo. That way it puts little dots, so if they do have like a full list, I can see, hey, which ones are equipped. It makes it easier. Here, let's see if I can do this real quick, kind of just give it a visualization. of what it's like. Something like this. I can see, hey, this is which one that I actually have equipped, because otherwise it wouldn't have that little dot there. Doesn't work so well for the goggles, but when you have like 5 pages of junk, and they seem to be able to carry around 300 pounds of stuff. I guess that's pounds. I don't know. Whatever that weight measurement is. Maybe it's kilos. Who knows? But yeah, so equipping them with this seems to work. The damage resistance, I'm not sure if that actually helps or not, but I figure what the heck, I'll just put it on there. And let's see. Here's another thing, is that when you equip stuff, their outfit, it kind of disappears, but it's being put on them. The reason I go with the armor fatigues, or the dirty army fatigues, is that it gives the strength, so hopefully they can carry more. I don't know if that actually changes it or not, but what the heck. Let me go ahead and put my stuff back on. I don't want to be running around buck 'em naked. Oh my gosh, what happened to my arm? What did happen to my arm? Oh no. I'm missing an arm.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting
Where's my right arm?
all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Oh well. Okay. Do another trick here. Dang it. No, I'm not. What happened to my arm? My arm is gone. What the heck is that doing out here? Whatever. So, anywho, I'm gonna go over here. Now, an added kind of bonus to the Hangs in the Alley for the provisioners is how they seem to go around the block. If I wasn't overweight, I could show you this a little bit better. Now I've set up a door here because if this is just open, they don't seem to go around the block. But if this is kind of blocked off, they do. Oh man, I need to close that door. Now, this doesn't always happen, but most of the time. Sometimes they'll still wander over here, wander around. I don't know.
More opportunities for an ambush around here.
Hey, Ada. Also, the robots. The robots do come over here too. Yes. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not. Okay. But I typically give them the whatchamacallits. Probably got to load previous save because I do not know what happened to my arm. it's kind of weird that right over here, if I sleep in Hangsman Valley, they just massive spawn here, cluster, and then they start to filter out. They usually walk around here. Sometimes they'll walk up the steps there, but for most cases, they'll walk over here and then turn around right about here and then head back out. Now this is probably the dude from
Let's
Oberlin.
trade. Sure.
See, you kind of tell which ones are equipped and not. Oh, you're from the Covenant. I don't know why you're headed that way, but hey, whatever. Probably because that side door was open a little bit. Take that off. There we go. See if those side doors are open, or the back and side door, kind of. They don't always go that around, but normally they seem to walk around this way, except for the Oberlin person. They just head off down this road, and they'll head around here. Now I'm not sure exactly, but sometimes I've had the dudes that are headed south go this direction, but other times they continue this way around here. Around here, and this is where they diverge. They'll head off down that general direction, whereas all the ones kind of heading north will continue to head around this way, then over the bridge. Let me go ahead and hopefully I can show this. This is why I keep these doors closed.
It's 2 o'clock in the
What's the
afternoon.
Amber?
It's astounding.
Nothing to report.
Boo, boo, boo.
Admin alerts.
I don't know why I'm doing this. Muscle memory, really. That's why I'm doing this. Laser. I'll keep those. Those are good. Blood pack. Deathclaw meat. Hunger meat. Mut chops. I want to keep those. Keep those. Keep those. Keep those. This is a pain in the butt in survival modes because they don't actually. I don't think that's a savable item. I don't know where my items are actually.
Your two.
Crap.
Radio freedom. Nothing to report.
I think it got sold. Do we have any good right arms? Not really. Don't really have any good right arms, do I? Because I recently went through and sold a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's a little previous game.
How much we
Oh
still
well.
have to discover out here.
So, continuing on. Let me see if I can get it to work.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All's quiet across the
I
Commonwealth.
sleep for about 8 hours. It usually pops up. What?
Ow. I think I might have pulled a muscle or something.
Okay, go through here. Let's see if they've spawned all there. Yep, see they're massively built up. Massive amounts. Ooh. That's cool.
I just want to trade a few things.
I can take yours. Oh, your red rocket. This is the other thing I give them is a high-powered minigun. It seems to do pretty well.
You hear about that farm?
About massive amounts of. I think I'm going to switch back because I've been trying to give them the Gauss rifles, which is higher power, but I think that the massive volume of the miniguns is actually going to be what I want. Come on, I know we got some gray hats. Or green hats. Green. Maybe I'll learn how to spell.
You certainly find something on the workbench.
Red rocket. There we go. Okay. Unless I can find out where I sold that thing. I have no idea where I actually sold it. Come on. Ah! Where'd that dude go? So, see, they get all kind of bunched up at first. Then, hey, there you
I
go.
just need to trade gear with you.
Go ahead.
This is another thing that I started to do was actually rename the helmets for these people. Because as you see, I have a lot of them. You're a provisioner, settler. See, they don't always change their names, but
I just want to trade a few things.
I think that's because, yeah, there are some that are permanently affixed and can't be moved around, so that's a consideration too.
11 p.m. out there.
Yay,
Nothing to report.
very good. Oh,
Stay tuned.
Can we trade a few things?
Of course.
yay, another masked dude. Yeah. Ah. You need something better than an assault rifle. Yes. Well, that's another item that I typically went with just because assault rifles do pretty good damage for just being there and are relatively easy get in comparison to miniguns and Gauss rifles. Gauss rifles are really tough. I typically have to buy them when they're available from the vendors. But here, once they start to filter out, hopefully you'll be able to see this. They start heading out this way, out and around. They get all bunched up here, and they kind of turn around over there, but then they also head out this way. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Oof, they're still crammed out. It is weird seeing the stupid Brahmin. I am thinking about trying to download that mod for the iBots. I'll switch the Brahmins to iBots. Just because that's a huge clusterfuck over there. Who are you? Are you one of the dudes? Nope. Who are you?
I'd like to trade some items.
Okay.
You are Vault 88. You're headed south. So you head south along that road. Kind of. Whereas the rest of them will eventually filter back around. The ones headed north, and they'll head this way. For the most part, they do. They don't always do that. But most of the time they do. And they'll head up across the little bridge to bring up the little map here. And oftentimes, right when they get to the other side, a lot of them seem to turn and head along the road, along the river here,
This is Radio Freedom.
out towards
Broadcasting all day, all
this
across
way,
the
out towards the actual U.S. Constitution,
All
headed
across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
across. Some of them head down towards like, I wish I could show you this. They seem to head here, head up this road, along here, past Bunker Hill, then along this road, past the drug den, and then over the bridge towards County Crossing, and then filter out from there. The ones that are headed up this way, they'll typically turn, take a left, head over here on up, but then they'll take this road into College Square, head over here, then head up towards Grey Garden. And then from there, they seem to head along the railroad tracks, kind of. Or sometimes they'll head up along this road, past where the rad roaches are, and then disperse out. So, yeah, it's a little bit. I haven't done full research on it to figure it out, so it's a little bit confusing. But I like to utilize this Hangsman's Alley as my hub because I get to interact with them, the provisioners over on that side, so I can unload, or if I need to swap out their gear or whatever, and then also they'll loop around, head this way. Oh good, these dudes are heading that direction. Let's see what it looks like here if we can. They're starting to filter out. You can see a lot of them moving around.
It's midnight here at Radio Freedom.
But you can kind of see that
Keep it tuned here for updates.
that's just a tip about utilizing the bandana. I can see if I've met them out and about and given them stuff to carry. I can easily tell a little bit better where they are when they get here, and as you see the massive Brahmin pile, so to speak, be able to figure out which ones are which. I also like to upgrade them,
This is Radio Freedom.
but it does seem to actually negatively impact upon the game processing. That
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
it does go
Nothing to report.
slower and slower, and it crashes more often the more I upgrade them.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Go ahead.
Boo boo. Yep. Right. So that's just some recommendations about the provisioners of here. We can try and head over and show something about the robots, because I don't see the current robot provisioner over here. Boo, boo, boo. You can start to see them filing over here. A trick to try and figure out if you didn't do it as you went along about assigning them hats with names is
I just want to trade a few things.
that,
Broadcasting all day,
let's see,
all
do we have one
across the
coming?
Commonwealth.
Yeah, here, I'll show you this trick.
Keep tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Did you enter workshop mode like normal, right? Wait for it. Wait for it. Right, now, they don't actually walk into this place. Sometimes they do. And you can figure it out. But other times, hopefully this isn't a settler one, you can run outside and just do move, assign them. And you can isolate which one doesn't show up on the list, and that's where they're currently assigned. For instance, well, because this one's worker, I already know it is the ghoul over at the slog. So looking through the list, the slog isn't there in any of the where to send it to, because, well, that's where it currently is. GG. So that's a way to
Let's
try
trade
and
some
figure
things.
out,
Sure thing.
hey, who is it? That way I can actually write a name in and put that on their helmet. To help identify who the heck is who. But I can tell you that, for instance, look at this little army I have going on here. You saw them attacking a raider over there. That really helped out with the USS Riptide, which I believe it has 2 raiders here, and then the raider power armor and 1 other raider. But early on, when I had 4 of them on the bridge here to help out, it helped out a lot because I was pretty weak.
This is Radio
So
Freedom, the voice of
that's a little bit something to consider when dealing with them.
Stay safe out there.
Hopefully it can show you about how they kind of filter out over here. Now I'm not sure exactly, but I'm taking an educated guess that probably they seem to follow certain paths, certain generic paths, no matter how you assign them. And I do say this because since I have 2 hubs, realistically, the Hangsman Alley and the Mechanist Lair, they seem to actually kind of take some of the common paths.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. Nothing to report. Stay safe.
This is one of the common paths, is it? I see a lot of the provisioners, they head down this road, all this way, to head over kind of this direction.
I made it as a big
I'm not sure if there's a definitive path of, hey, they take this route each and every time. Look, there's already one.
2 a.m. here at Radio Freedom. All
Is
quiet,
that a robot?
which is how we like it. Stay safe out there.
There's a robot. Yeah. One useful thing about the robots is I can name them too. So I don't even really have to access that. What are you wandering over there? Also, a good thing about the provisioners is that their Brahmin are target practice. Who are you?
Just looking to trade a little.
I can look at his helmet. You're going to the Covenant. See? Well, that makes sense. It's headed up this way to go to the Covenant. Across the bridge. And that one goes to Taft Boathouse as well. But actually, I think they kind of... Yeah. Pretty sure that they go up this way, and they go across this bridge, and up this road, and then they loop back around. Because I've seen them actually kind of fighting over here from time to time. So, yeah, that's one of the things that I was actually interested and confused about was that, hey, where are these provisioners all going? It's because that doesn't seem to make sense. That, oh, we want to wander over here, because look, the straight line route for this from these people, it looks like they would go down across the bridge here and then, you know, possibly take
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting
this
all
way
day, all
along the
across
roads
country.
here
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for
and
updates.
then over to go across the USS Riptide. But I don't know. I don't know, it seems kind of confusing to me. I also want to say, I'm not sure if this is absolutely true, but it seems to me like it is, that they also shift a little bit based upon if you have other settlements. They shift the path that you're taking. For instance, how
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
they would, the ones headed south out of Hangsman Alley would sometimes, they'd go around the corner here, and instead of heading back towards this way to head along this route south towards Diamond City, they would turn and head through here past the Fenn Street sewers. So it's kind of weird. I haven't fully mapped it out, but I do know that they head this way, and there's a random spawn encounter that sometimes a provisioner will be there to help. I think that some of them turn to head this way. I think that, for instance, Egret Tours in Somerville Place. I'm not exactly sure where that one crosses.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
But I guess those head south along this way, whereas the other ones kind of turn here, head along this road, which there's a raider encampment there, and then they'll head south towards Milton General Hospital, which is kind of helpful if the super mutants have respawned over there, especially since there's a bunch of suiciders. And then they'll head over this way towards these places. boo. So, but it is kind of interesting to me that how they walk around these places. Is there any dudes or? Okay, I'm relatively safe walking over here for right now. Gonna try and make it over here to the Mechanist Slayer.
Stay safe out there.
By cutting through, hopefully. Oh, nope, not gonna cut through that way. Am I? Okay, there. Got a little cut through the Bunker Hill over here. Trying to head to Mechanist Lair. And I really have not even begun to map out where these guys go
Broadcasting all
either.
day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
It's especially weird to me because one of the differences of the survival mode is not being able to fast travel. So it seems to me that I see the three Doc Weathers, Fat Boy Lucas, and Crackhead Cricket more often when I have the stuff built. As compared to here on survival mode when I have the little caravan trading post built. With fast travel I seem to see them more at the various settlements. For the longest time here in this particular game they seem to be stuck at the castle.
3 a.m. here at Radio.
I think it's probably because I had doors closed to them.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
But heading on over here to Mechanist Lair. I don't have any bottles to fill up. Well, actually I do. I just don't have them in my inventory as of yet. Now the robots seem to come out of this thing. This entrance. Here. Now I'm going to actually take the back entrance in. Because I don't feel like going through all the tunnels and stuff. I'm going to go and hopefully give an idea of what this looks like. I'll take the elevator on down. Over this way. I've never actually observed where the robots come out. I'm just guessing because I've seen inside the Mecha Slayer where they go up the ramps. And then I've seen them a lot of times pass by County Crossing over there.
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
We go in here. Wait for the game to not load. Hopefully take the elevator on down. Yeah, I think I'm not going to go with the Gauss rifles for dudes. I think we're just going to go with the miniguns because it has less upgrades, so it's less calculations for the games to do. It has a higher rate of fire, and their accuracy seems dross. Okay. What am I doing here?
Identity confirmed.
Oh good, I got 2 of them. Where's my bed? Where's my bed? Am I stuck on nothing? Okay. Let's see if I can get this to massively spawn them in. Oh good. Got a lot of them. Okay. As you see, they massively spawn in. A whole bunch of them. Now, usually they would come over here and take this stairway up. I built that stairway to try and help them, but they're kind of Dinkeldorfuses. Yeah, filter out. Because they started building the massive ones. This is a nice thing, is that I can name them, so I can just point at them and see. Hey, you're so-and-so. Hey, you're so-and-so. And I've been fortunate that I haven't had a problem with them dying, so to speak. Because apparently, on survival mode, if one of these you build, you take as a companion, gets killed, then, oh, that's it.
This unit is current unit remaining in factory default.
If they head up this way and then head that general direction. They usually do not take the service elevator. So, that's something to actually consider. But yeah, that's the robots built from this hub. And I notice a lot of times they do seem to take similar routes. At least to the south. The reason I started with putting them to the south was because I wanted them to clear out a bunch of stuff. Because as you hopefully kind of see, there's quite a few settlements to the north in comparison to the south.
It's 1 p.m. This is Radio Freedom, voice
If
of
I was
the
using
Minutemen.
Hangsman's Alley, another one that a lot of people like to use is Bunker Hill, because those are rather centrally located. I currently have been dragging my feet and not progressing through to get Bunker Hill, but yeah, that's a pretty good centrally located one. It has a number of extra vendors inside, so that's a benefit. But that's really what I wanted to show. I do like to build the robots and use them exclusively for Far Harbor. Now, I'm not certain about, hey, the radiation damage to settlers. If that affects them, how that affects them. I don't even know if it affects my companions, because I'm leaning towards it doesn't, because I have equipped companions with the radiation armor, the one that boosts their stats, and I haven't seen a change in how much they can carry in heavily irradiated areas. But I haven't thoroughly tested it, so I could just be blowing smoke.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
That's really it for the
Report. Stay safe out there.
caravans. There seems to be some common paths. It's nice because I can equip them. They do seem to change paths based upon how many others there are. Let's see. I found the trick of naming their hats to try and figure out which one goes where. Send them all to a hub is my preference. Oh, I should cover this. I like to send them. This is one of the reasons I don't have Bunker Hill. I've been dragging my feet so badly. Is the stupid bunghole of steel. This is quite a problem for me. Is the bunghole of steel? Once they arrive, they send out their stupid vertibirds to help cleanse the Commonwealth or whatever, blah blah blah. But it really bogs the game engine down. For instance, I had a problem that two vertibirds came over when there was a little, I call it gang war. Because usually right over here, there's a gang war going on. Two factions will be fighting. You saw a little bit of that as I was running over there. It might be Minutemen and Supermans, it might be Supermans and Ghouls, it might be blah 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 blah, whatever. But usually, random spawn of a gang wars going on over here. Well, two stupid vertibirds came over, and they just wouldn't leave. They kept flying over, and I'm trying to do stuff over here in my hub, my main settlement, Hangman's Alley, and they're causing the game to crash. So that's why I really don't like the bunghole of steel, or that's one of the reasons. Is that they send out the stupid vertibirds. Now, yes, it's really helpful. For instance, just north of here, Somerville Place, there's a scrapyard that has super mutants. And yeah, it's really helpful that I like to utilize the dudes that they drop off as cannon fodder. Just let them go in, deal with the stuff. I don't have to worry about it as much. You know, that's helpful, the extra fire support, but for instance, when they're causing the game to crash, this is over there, I'm very much like I do not particularly like these individuals. So that's why I drag my feet, is I try to get the settlements all set up and caravans with pretty decent equipment, because they clear out a lot of the random gobbledygook, the random encounters. Such as, for instance, right over here, there's usually a random encounter,
This is Radio Freedom.
and
Broadcasting all day, all
if
across
my
the Commonwealth.
caravan is cleared out,
Report at the moment. Stay
I don't
tuned
have to
for
worry
updates.
about it as much.
This is Radio
Well,
Freedom.
where's a good example? Okay,
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen
but
Alerts.
unfortunately, in this cluster down here, there's usually a stupid vertibird flying around. And when it crashes, that sucker hits you, it does not feel good. I mean, it's nice to get extra free loot, but yeah, it's not so great. So that's something to think about. But then again, it also ends up bogging the game down if you equip it too much. For instance, my one game, I had them fully decked out with the ballistic weave stuff, and then with, on top of that, fully upgraded heavy robot armor. Well, at the time it was combat armor because that's all I had, but fully upgraded heavy combat armor. And the game did not actually like that too much. It was too much.
Nothing to report.
So
Stay safe.
kind of dialed it back a bit. And I know it's not really my rusty, trusty, dusty toaster, because I was playing this on an older computer for a long time, but I've recently upgraded to a new computer. It's pretty nice, and it still is having problems with there being too much. It's just a limitation of the game engine, really. But I think I've gone ahead and flapped my gums enough about the caravans and provisioners. I would highly recommend utilizing a hub that's centrally located,
Keep it tuned here for updates.
and probably a second hub in order to get a lot of coverage, because the simple fact of the matter is that it helps so much with the bunghole of steel, primarily trying to clog stuff up with their vertibird flights. I mean, some of them are actually kind of useful, but really, when I'm trying to just do stuff, not get clogged up, it helps. So hopefully there's a few tips and tricks and beneficial stuff that helps out.